characters that are complete losers too. By Just.Lateef. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let's lock in on the video.
Losers, part 2. Let's get it. And from the jump, we gotta talk about one of the most popular characters of the year alongside the best movie up to this point. A while back, I went to go see Obsession to see what all the hype was about, and I genuinely have nothing bad to say about the movie. Growing up, heck, even now, I wasn't the biggest fan of the horror genre. Back then, I'll admit, I was just a put-out boy. But as I matured, it just stuck with me that most of the movies within this circle are mad predictable, or just not scary or interesting in the slightest. With Sinners last year and Obsession this year, the curse has been broken from me.
Did y'all like Sinners? Like, I watched it. Like, I didn't watch it when everybody else watched it, and obviously it was like one of the biggest global movies when it came out. So I think people still like hold it in high regards. I watched it recently, and gang, I'm not gonna lie, the movie left me a little confused. Like, I was genuinely confused because I thought it was a horror movie. Like, that's the premise of it, because it has vampires in it technically. But then it really didn't feel like that. It felt like a action, like one of those action movies with like historical evidence that they try to, like, you know what I'm saying, explain to you how the life was back then in the past, you know what I'm saying, back there in the bayous and shit like that. But I didn't see, I just didn't get the hype behind Sinners. Like, genuinely, I didn't.
This movie was a 10 out of 10. Carrie Barker snapped. But what I and most others can't get out of our minds with this movie is just how much of a loser the main character is. Bear. When we first meet Bear, he trying to get some rest tips from his homie Ian, since he has a crush on their childhood friend and coworker, Nikki. And to be fair, Nikki's a baddie. I don't know if I'd be sitting here asking this nigga of all people for tips, but I'd be
and keep in mind, the whole time Ian was crushing. He was crushing, and I, like, you know what I'm saying, obviously it's a movie, but let's really do a deep dive, gang. Bear, I didn't see Bear as a loser initially. Like, he was just a guy that was never confident. I'm not about to get into this because I done defended this nigga so many times on this page and so many videos. Like, I defended the pre-Wish, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The pre-Wish Bear, that nigga, he was just like I guess you could call him a loser. I guess if that's what you want to call him, you can call him that. But at the same time, I didn't see him as this ultra loser, villain, terrible, most guy in the world. Fucking, he committed mass genocide. Like, he was never that level of a bad guy to me. Now, up until the point where he made the wish, when he did that, and then, you know what I'm saying, he noticed his shit start going, like, getting weird and getting bad and getting freaky, and he did nothing to stop it. He literally just aided that shit all along, as long as it fucking worked in his favor. And then a moment where it didn't work in his favor, the nigga took himself out the game. Sub, coach, can I get a sub? That's what that nigga did. Like, I can't defend that, but at the same time, like, I don't know.
A little intimidated. But hey, man, you know what they say? It's just a leap of faith. The entire start to this movie is just Bear being a slob and trying to work with how he should go about trying to bag Nikki. And this dynamic is something that all of us who have to work harder because we... What do you mean, we? Yes, we, or ugly, have gone through. The friend zone. This is dang near caning event for all dudes. Now, as we advance into this analysis, don't get the idea that being in the friend zone is the issue. It's how you handle being in there that determines your character.
Me personally, I don't see anything wrong with the friend zone. Like, I genuinely don't. Like, gang, if you were to approach a girl that you've known pretty much for a while, like, she has to know you in order to put you in a friend zone. The way I see it, you got to see it in a positive aspect, gang. You didn't come out and say, oh, I like you, let's be something, and she just said ill. You know what I'm saying? Ill, I only see you as a friend. Actually, we're not even friends no more. Delete my number, you're chopped. Like, she's not, like, nobody's saying that. Nobody said that. She's just saying, I don't think that we're compatible in that way. I like you as a friend. Gang, be her friend. Like this generation of men genuinely confuse me, because it's just like, it's like this all or nothing thing. Like, it's either you want the bitch 100% for what you want her for, or you don't want her at all. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't want to be involved with her at all. And I'm not saying play the friend zone until it's your time to, you know what I'm saying, be a starter in the game. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you like that girl in some aspect enough to have a crush, or to come out and say that you have feelings for her, why can't you like her to a smaller degree and just be her friend? Like, why can't you do that? It's this actually, and it's the same thing on both sides, because some women do that too, where it's like, oh, I can't be friends with a man. Like, if he doesn't like me back, or if we can't date, I don't want to be friends. To me, that shit is weird, because it's kind of just like a ultimatum. We can't have a friendship unless one of us has to lock in with the other one. That shit is weird to me.
The friend group hang at the bar. Nikki is begging Ian to take her home, and he telling her, hell no. But of course, seeing this as another opportunity to get on that timing, Bear volunteers to take her home. Ian like, yeah, get your girl home safe. And Nikki immediately shuts that BS down. In the car ride home, they're talking about how Nikki put her 2 weeks into her job. She explaining she's doing it because she'd rather be a writer, and she's not happy with how her life is currently going at the moment. And then tells Bear that he's the only person she's able to be this.
And this is the part that genuinely is throwing me off, because a lot of people are saying that Nikki never liked this nigga. She never, you know what I'm saying, gave him an ounce of anything that indicated that they could be something. Bitch, you're a fucking liar. You are a liar. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm Mr. Get No Bitches. Maybe I've been out the game for so long that I can't read the telltale signs of a woman. But gang, that car ride, you know what I'm saying, that car ride, there were some clear hints that if this nigga Bear, like if he had an ounce of testicles in his pants, maybe he could have even got a kiss. You know what I'm saying? He could have got something. You know what I'm saying? He could have gotten something. You can't sit here and tell me otherwise, because we literally all watched the same movie. We watched the car scene where there was something there. Now, may there be more on his end? For sure. He obviously is. I don't think he's in love with the girl or he even liked her. He just really, really liked the idea of being involved with her in any way possible. Maybe on her end, there was like, oh, I know this guy likes me. He always had a little crush, or I always wonder what this could be if he ever had the fucking cojones to say something. But until then, we will never be nothing. I'd rather just crush Ian. You know what I'm saying?
Transparent with. Nice little heartfelt moment. Kind of sad, but yeah, Nikki mentions how Sarah's into Bear, but he don't care. He wants Nikki. He has this weird reaction which prompts Nikki to ask him if he likes her instead, saying that if he does, it's best to confess now. But like an idiot, he denies it and they go separate ways. As she's walking to her door, she says goodnight, and his response was,
Night, freaky Nikki.
No. Oh my goodness, Valentine! No. Whoa!
Step back one.
Nah, see, he was wrong, because he didn't ask. She didn't ask if he liked her up until that point. He been fucking stuttering on trying to fucking come up with this big ass speech to just say, oh, I like you, and she shut that shit down ASAP. And then he said the freaky Nikki. Then she came back and said, do you like me? Because if you do, now is the time to tell me. And this nigga fucking airball. He airballed. Valentine, that is not the shot. You know what I'm saying? This nigga actually, he didn't even shoot. That's like, this is literally equivalent to, I'm giving you the ball in the corner for a wide open three. Gang, you don't even have to make it or miss it. Just shoot the fucking ball. You know what I'm saying? You ever play with a nigga who you give the ball to wide open? It could be on a fast break for a layup. This nigga don't take the shot. That's what that nigga Bear did. That's literally the equivalent. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if you hot or cold. We don't know if you streaky. We don't know if you feeling it, because you're not shooting.
Night,
what kind of shot is that? Have you ever shot that shot? Do you work on that shot?
He really took Ian advice to the max. Brother, you've known her long enough and is fully aware that she does not like that nickname. Why the heck are you listening to what Ian is telling you to do? One thing I never do when I'm on game is take advice. I don't care who it's from. The beauty of hooping is being your own player, my dogs. Draw your own plays. Cross your own opponents. Shoot your own shots. I cannot emphasize this enough. Normalize getting it out the mud by yourself. He in the car stressing and reaches back for her gift, which was the one
Really,
wish
nigga?
Willow. Pulls it out and it plays this weird distorted tune. And without any hesitation, he wishes for Nikki to love him more than anything in the world.
And that's one of the parts of the movie that a lot of people don't even talk about, because he originally got the willow for her. Nobody talks about how he took her gift and used it against her. Obviously he didn't know the shit was fucking magic. He didn't know, but at the same time, nobody seems to want to talk about that part.
And proceeds to snap that hoe. When he starts his car, Nikki is back outside standing on the porch. She starts bothering the heck out of Bear. Like, she's genuinely attached and fangirling over him in this moment, which is a complete character shift. So now Nikki's over at Bear's crib, and as they're about to go to sleep, she starts getting freaky with him. In the middle of this, she gets up, looks at Bear in the face, and starts to freak the heck out. This is her second time getting hit with this odd amnesia shtick in this night alone, where she has no clue what's going on. But they reconcile and just go to sleep. Bear searching whether or not the one wish Willow has any merit of it actually working, but doesn't get a clear answer. In the morning, Nikki makes him breakfast. Nice little gesture. But in the kitchen, Bear's cat, who died at the start of the movie, has a memorial with its body laying on the ground. The new version of Nikki did this thinking it was a nice gesture. Third red flag already. Nobody in their right mind is doing this. Nikki's back at Bear's house apologizing for what happened and presses Bear about his crush on her. They both confess to wanting each other. So we see the start of their romance, and it is the most typical honeymoon phase ever. Constantly hanging out. Things seem to be going well for them. They are out on a dinner date when Ian calls, and he tells Bear that Nikki's been lying to him about her dad having cancer, and that being one of the reasons she's been acting this way. Ian explaining how badly Nikki changed, like she's not even the same person and just likes Bear now. And he right. Because right after this call, she's confessing to loving Bear more than life itself. Love bombing of doom and despair, man, what the hell. It could have been longer than a week. The funny part about this scene is that a lot of you niggas do this. Like, a lot of y'all doing this right now. Y'all think it's good. Right? Bear asks about her dad, and Nikki starts tweaking out, bro. This scene gave me the ick. She was hollering and whining in front of the entire restaurant.
Like, just imagine if that was real. Like, you out with a girl, and then I'm saying y'all having a deep talk at dinner, and then all of a sudden she just stand up and she just start causing the scene. Like, gang, I will genuinely get my ass up. I'm not going to comfort you. I'm not going to try to, play your game. I'm not going to try to fucking, calm you down. I'm not doing none of that. I will get my ass up, and I will walk the fuck out. Genuinely, if you get up, you start screaming, no, gang, I will get up, and no, I'm not paying my portion of the bill. The restaurant is just gonna have to understand that I'm clearly here with somebody that's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm clearly here on a date with somebody that I didn't anticipate was going to start fucking acting like Freaky Nikki. So I'm going to get my black ass up. I'm going to fucking reach for my keys, get my wallet, get all my shit, walk out the door. And if they got a problem, gang, I'm gonna let's replay the footage. Look at girl going stupid. Like, what's going on?
Stop. Once again.
And then on top of that, gang, nobody, like, obviously this is a movie, but I'm saying in real life, nobody fucking, said anything. Nobody did anything. Nobody got up. Nobody moved. Nobody wanted to check on them. Nobody, like, like, what the fuck? Like, if this was real life and nobody in the background, like, I would think all y'all niggas is fucking, y'all NPCs. Y'all gotta be NPCs for nobody to even want to get up and question what the fuck is happening. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas have to be paid actors, literally.
Another red flag. I've lost count at this point. And after all of these incidents, he takes her back home and proceeds to drop dick off. So many more weird things happen with Nikki, like standing in the dark corner of the bedroom, taping the
and I ain't gonna lie, after the sex scene or the R scene, you know what I'm saying? That nigga Bear was kind of unredeemable, man. It was no going back. It was no going back. And you know what? What would have made it worse if they would have stuck to the script? Because if you've seen the script, it was kind of worse than that. And that would have been I think that would have fucking been the nail in the coffin for this nigga's character. Like, they would have probably started hating this nigga in real life. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how that original scene was supposed to go look up the fucking original script. And I'm saying, read that shit and weep.
House's front door completely shut. She literally pissed herself over him leaving, by the way. Biggest indicator is the lunch scene, where inside of his box, Nikki put 2 Polaroids inside, with a note saying "you" on one of them, and then "not me" on the other. Clear cry for help. I don't know what else it could be. To make matters worse, the lunch she made him turned out to be a cat sandwich. You heard me correct, my guy. Not catfish. That sounds good right now.
Catfish, yams, collard green.
Straight up kitty cat.
I just don't understand why this nigga never threw the cat away. You know what I'm saying? Why did, like, the first time the shit died, it's dead, gang. Throw it away. You know what I'm saying? The second time, the cat gets put on this fucking sacrificial podium by Freaky Nikki, and we just both staring at it. Throw the fucking cat away. You know what I'm saying? That means for the third time, the cat didn't get thrown away, so the cat got fucking cooked. I'm not like, why did we never dispose of the body? You know what I'm saying? Why did we never bury it? Why did we never, send that shit to get cremated? Something, gang. Maybe cremated probably not even away, because she would have put that shit in his food anyway. Now you eating smoky cat. I don't know, man.
Not Pull either. Kitty, like the animal. So at this point, he's fully aware that this willow, in fact, did work. Bear calls the number on the back of the willow box to see if he could alter the wish. But notice how I said alter and not cancel. This dude is a complete scumbag. The man on the phone literally asked him if he wanted to cancel, and Bear insisted and emphasized that he still wanted Nikki to love him against her will.
All right, so you want to cancel?
No, I don't want to cancel. I still want my bed. I still want my bed. But she crazy.
So you want to alter the wish?
Yes.
Nah, we can't do that.
Then why you making sign we can do that?
I just want to touch your character. You a bad guy, nigga. You horrible. You deserve this.
Bro, please, bro. Why you do?
Oh my gosh, nigga. Can you hear the words coming out of my mouth? Can you read lips, my nigga? No!
Asks Bear if he wants to talk to Nikki, and Bear's confused. Then puts a woman screaming on the phone, assumed to be the real Nikki herself, probably in this weird void suffering. Oh my god, this nigga! And instead of calling Ian, Sarah, hell, even the police or psych ward, anybody, he just goes back to living life with this lost version of Nikki. Next scene, they go to Ian's for game night, and things continue to be weird. She's still obsessive, and once the real Nikki is back and active, she freaks out, screaming, "It's not me!" breaks a bottle and starts smashing her skull in at the function. And all Bear does is sit there looking down. He trying to ignore it. He is not only dating and taking up her entire life, but he has had sex with her multiple times up to this point. This is literally great, and he's fully aware of it. At night, Sarah messages Bear, asking to meet him about something. And before he leaves, Nikki steps out of it once again, this time asking Bear to end her life, saying that the other half is asleep. And this dude, dead for real, responds with,
"You are you, Nikki."
Completely ignoring the fact that Nikki is in fact not Nikki. And after she begs him once again, he responds with,
"What would be so bad? What's so bad about being with me?"
and walked out to meet Sarah. So yeah, if you couldn't tell by now, Bear's one of the biggest losers I definitely have come across. When he's out meeting Sarah, it's clear that she still likes him after all this. But Nikki pulls up and completely smushes her face to the roof, all because Bear was out here hanging out with her at 2 a.m. Little detour here.
I ain't gonna lie, though, that's the only good character in the movie, man. And even saying that's debatable because she already knew, like, she didn't know the context of which Bear and Nikki's relationship was, but at the same time you knew something was going on, you knew nothing was okay, and then what, you still decided to pull up at 3 a.m. to talk to this nigga? You know what I'm saying? That's what you decided to do, so she ended up getting the beats, but at the same time she didn't deserve the beats, at least not to that extent. Maybe she deserves some traditional Bad Girls Club ass whooping or some baddies beats, you know what I'm saying? She didn't deserve to get her face smashed like that.
But man, Sarah got the worst end of the stick out of the entire cast, bro. She was the only one outside of our victim who didn't do a single thing wrong. They disposed the body, and after that, Bear runs back to the store to buy another willow to try to reverse the wish. But he can't snap it. So he goes to Ian to confess to everything. Obviously, Ian thinks,
"This nigga is crazy."
So when he pulls out the willow, he wishes for $1 billion. And the moolah starts rolling in. He had lost for words. I don't like Ian, but I can't hit on him right here. He's a bag chaser, I get it. Nikki's acting crazier and crazier by the minute. Ian pulls up to tell Bear that the money is real, but gets a glimpse of what Bear has been doing with behind the scenes this entire movie. And when that dude walks in, Nikki headshots 223 his dome. No aimbot or anything. She just got it like that. Bear sneaks to the bathroom realizing what he has to do. The man on the phone was right. The only way to truly end this is for him to end himself. He grabs some pills and starts to commit. But as we've seen with this man this entire movie, he's not committed to anything. At least anything that's right to do. So he starts to try and make himself puke to not OD. But he hears the sound of another One Wish Willow playing the tune and snapping. When I first watched this, I had no idea what was going on. But now I see that the possessed Nikki herself used the willow to make Bear love her as much as she did, causing this final interaction that happened the way it did. Fortunately though, Bear did not puke the pills in time, so he's on his way to hell, and right after he dies, Nikki is back to normal and has to deal with the consequences of the entire clan being dead in this dude's Bear house. I cannot stand Bear whatsoever, bro. This man's entire character genuinely pisses me off. Like, all this stuff only happened because he was too afraid to admit his crush to Nikki at the start of the movie. And I'm not gonna get on here and say that Nikki liked him like how some people think, because we don't truly know that. It was left ambiguous for a reason. But to sit up and beg your friend Ian for advice about how to treat and bag a girl is nuts. Especially when said advice is questionable or
And that's why a lot of people said that this nigga is the true fucking villain of the movie. You know what I'm saying? This nigga Ian was literally, he was crushing the girl that is supposed to be his best friend, his best homie. I'm saying he was crushing the girl that his best homie had a fucking crush on, and he said nothing about it. He said nothing about it. And then not only did he not say nothing about it, he's trying to give this nigga false game on how to on how to get her. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's like your biggest hater portraying himself as your biggest supporter, and every time that you try to get close to your goal, this nigga is spewing evil rhetoric in your ear on how to not succeed. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you literally the anti-blueprint to everything that you want, and that's how we got here. That's literally how we got here. Cause this nigga right here, like he's the only one in the movie that literally deserved to die. And his death wasn't even as gruesome as Sarah's. He arguably had the easy way out. He ain't had to fucking choke his own saliva like Bear. He didn't have to get his face smashed in a brick like fucking Sarah. You know what I'm saying? But the nigga got the easiest fucking death in horror movie history.
Blatantly wrong. To make matters worse, I didn't mention it earlier because I didn't know where to fit it, but Ian and the real Nikki were cracking on and off for a year. And anytime a guy, let alone a homie, is getting in the middle of you running an ISO play on a woman, or is giving this level of crappy advice, then you should sense that the dude is backdoor as heck. Freaky Nikki, bro.
Is this nigga serious?
Come on, nigga, you's a grown ass man. There is no way you thought that was game. Exhibit B, the Sarah dynamic. This entire time, Sarah was into Bear's funky ass. Nikki even told him herself early on, but he was so focused on forcing Nikki to be his girl that he caused Sarah to also be killed. I'm mad as hell about this, bro. Sarah genuinely did nothing wrong the entire movie. The worst thing she did was have a crush on a dude we haven't seen shower.
Nah, gang, I'm not gonna lie. She pulled, like, as you gotta understand, right? You don't pull up to somebody's location area, what the fuck ever, knowing that they are in a relationship with another crazy fucking human being. It's no way you do that. It's no way I would do that, gang. If I was literally just at a party that night with a couple, and one of the person in the couple starts fucking smashing they shit in with a glass bottle, genuinely tweaking, I'm not gonna want to link. I'm keeping my distance from both of y'all. I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on. I don't know who is doing what to who, but gang, y'all can go, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping my distance from both of y'all. At that point, you don't meet up with them at fucking 2 or 3 in the morning, you know what I'm saying? At the clappy cheek hours. You know what I'm saying? You don't, because then you get a brick to the face, apparently.
Not once these entire 2 hours. Now, those first 2 exhibits are easy and clear takeaways. This final one is gonna be a mixed bag to some. But in my opinion, if Bear actually shot his shot at Nikki in an ethical manner, it is not crazy to say that she probably would have given him a chance.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Throughout the start, they had a very solid dynamic. And although it was friendship, if he played his cards right, he could have at least gotten a real date. As said earlier, she explained how Bear is the only one she can be transparent with. Take it from me, man. I'm always right, I think. Transparency isn't easy. Not only does it take trust, but it also takes a high level of security. So it's clear that in a sense, Bear makes Nikki feel safe. Safer than how Ian does, safer than how Sarah does. She also stated that she wants to move on with her life and she doesn't feel loved. Now, as we can clearly see with the rest of this movie, there's better ways for her to feel loved and appreciated. But I am sure that if Bear was a genuine and stood up individual, that he would have easily had at least Ian beat. To him, Nikki was just a booty call.
I wanna smash.
Instead though, Bear was a pussy and just played his game the same way Ian probably did.
And that's the thing that, like, this shit make me so mad about it. Ultimately, like, people ultimately said this nigga never had a chance. And it's like, did we watch the same movie? Did we watch the same film? Did we listen to the same dialogue? Do we pick up energy the same way? Maybe we do, maybe we fucking don't. But at the same, like, you can't sit here and tell me that if this nigga had just an ounce of fucking testosterone in one testicle, you know what I'm saying? It didn't even have to be 2, just an ounce of testosterone in either the left or the right, and he just said, yes, I do like you. Let's go on a date. Let's do something. Like I've had a. She would have given this nigga a chance. You never know. Maybe she would have bossed this nigga up. You know what I'm saying? Pre wish Nikki had aura. She had all of that. She could have changed this fuck nigga life. You know what I'm saying? She could have. Or maybe they would have took a shot and maybe they didn't work out and then they just were friends or never became friends ever again. I don't know. But for people to sit here and say this nigga never had a chance, she only seen him as a brother, gang, you're whatever, fries, whatever.
Just because you play the same game doesn't mean you'll get the same results. Honestly, looking at everyone I covered in the history of my channel, he probably only second to that guy Griffith, bro. And that even is a debate within itself. All my homies hate Bear.